In more news tonight, Singapore is the best place to live in the world. That's according to Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation's annual expert survey. With little land and no natural resources, the island city-state has been called the 20th century's most successful development story. In this report, George Queenan takes us on a tour of the country, well known for its cleanliness and strict rules, and what Ghana can learn from the country.
The Singapore story is a tale of incredible progress and development, transforming into a global economic powerhouse. Before my visit, I had heard a lot about the island city-state, particularly its strict rules, where it is even illegal to chew gum. I was quite apprehensive because one of the basic things you can easily find in my pouch is a pack of chewing gum. People found to be chewing gum, selling or just carrying them were imposed with heavy fines ranging from 500 to 100,000 Singapore dollars, which is equivalent to over 4,300 to 860,000 cedis. Offenders could also face up to 2 years of imprisonment, and these conditions are comparable to Singapore's littering fines. Today, the chewing gum ban is more lenient, but the restrictions on the sale of chewing gum remains one of the most well-known laws. You want to know why this law was instituted? The major event that contributed to the chewing gum ban was the unveiling of the Mass Rapid Transit Project, MRT, where the country invested some $5 billion to facilitate smooth and rapid transport for 8 people, but unfortunately, the door sensors of the trains were vandalized by sticking chewing gum. Talking about trains, the MRT project is efficient here, with most of Singapore's working class relying heavily on one of its cheapest mode of transportation. With a topped-up card, you can travel everywhere just by swiping. The curious me decided to explore the street to confirm further the cleanliness levels of the country.
I love Singapore. It's my first time. It's so lovely. Very clean. Very clean.
It's very clean. Not only here, you go everywhere. Even the estate side also clean.
Trees are dotted everywhere, and this aids inhalation. I've walked for roughly 20 minutes, and I'm yet to find filth. Truth is, I'm not exaggerating at all. I guess this might be an exercise in futility. Tourists in Singapore are highly impressed.
Me personally, if I'm going somewhere, I go along with a certain bag that when I buy a sachet of water, I drop the sachet in it. But let's say Ghanaians, if you're being so or yeah, the moment of marrying on the bedrock roll form, it also counts. But here you don't see it like that. And you see dustbins around, small dustbins, so everything is on point.
Fantastic. Everything is spotless. I'm from the UK. There's just no comparison.
Ghana deɛ te bɔɔla so. Ghana deɛ ɛyɛ bɔɔla so. Woba ha, wotumi ho sɛ ɛfɛn no aba baabi. Wadu kura yɛ wɔ sɛ wadu heaven.
Ghana is engulfed in filth, whereas Singapore is just like heaven.
Nearly 80% of Singapore's population resides in housing that is developed and managed by the Housing and Development Board. The government, following a land lease system common in other city-states, which allows it to keep other taxes low, owns the land and leases it out for 99 years to its citizens. Routes to tourist sites are well cut out, with activities properly coordinated to offer patrons everlasting memories. It takes a country that has zero tolerance for filth to implement periodic cleaning even at nighttime. When using public washrooms, there's a deliberate attempt to improve on services, and so feedback is sought from users, just like this one at the Changi airport. Surprisingly, you need to clear your own plate anytime you eat at a restaurant of your choice. It may look like a lot of work, but at least some results are being realized.
If other countries want to be liberal and let things be anyhow they want it to be, then they get anyhow results. And as you can see, these people are not getting anyhow results. They're getting real results that is making the country an attractive place.
Singapore actually started as an independent country with a relative similar economic standing to many African countries. But today, the small nation of 5.7 million people, also the second highest population density in the world, has left Africa behind, including Ghana, by a good country mile.
Actually, Singapore is just a crop of a rock in the sea. That's what an island is. They had no natural resources, and brings to the point that in the modern society, it's your people's capacity and their leadership that makes the difference, not the gold, which becomes oil, which can become a curse.
The Singapore of today has been touted as what First President Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah envisioned for Ghana.
The rule of law and order, it works. So that you know that you cannot get away when you do wrong. So And that is where, when you talk about the cleanliness and everything there, because the law works. You are not supposed to litter. If you litter, irrespective of who you are, the law will deal with you.
Indeed, Singapore presents a lesson worth emulating, and for a country like Ghana that wants to take giant steps with the right leadership and discipline, even low-hanging fruits like sanitation and making Accra the cleanest city in Africa would have been achieved. George Quinning, TV3 News, Singapore.
Very sharp contrast, isn't it? So clearly, it's not just an issue of the leadership, but the citizens also have a role to play. And if we want Ghana to be a clean country and Accra the cleanest city, we all have a duty to bear. You're still watching News 360 on TV3. We'll be back with sports. Stay with us.